We're back with Dubster Dive, a series where we take a look at something and let you know if it's all good or not, how its dub is and stuff. Di, you're back! Hi!
I am?
But Di, it's the Konosuba spin-off! An explosion on this wonderful world! Or something, Konosuba Bakun, well, please don't make me pronounce that. Yeah, so... Oh no,
Definitely they can pronounce that.
Did you have fun with this one, Di?
I mean, it's just more Konosuba.
Exactly. And, yeah, we covered Konosuba already, so leave a link in the thing if you want to go see that. Because, I mean, it follows Megumin, so we already went over who voiced her before. And all that stuff. TLDR, it's a prequel series. So it's Megumin's days at the academy when she was first learning how to be a mage. With Union and all the other students that you see cameo in the movie, which we're going to go over this time, since we didn't do that last time. See? We planned ahead, Di! We knew that they were going to be here!
You did?
Yes! And by the time we covered it, the anime was already a couple of eps deep in sub, so... Anyway, Konosuba Explosion on this wonderful world was a series of 2 light novels started in 2016. And this anime basically covers all of them. Should be good for it. The anime was by Drive, and I still can't find much on them, to be honest. And it just finished airing. Yeah. If you haven't seen it yet, and you want more Konosuba, just go watch it. I was about to say the anime is go watch more Crunchyroll, but who the fuck wants more of that? Because it does, looking over the thing, it's like the dub aired on Crunchy. So, you know, Butcher by said it's there.
Support your local one. Yes.
Exactly. But yeah, so before we get into this, Di, how is the animation since it's a new studio now taking over?
Yes.
Was it dog dicks, or was it actually okay? I mean, even Dean did okay with Konosuba, since it was more comedy-focused.
Well, they also had people helping them.
Yeah.
That's probably better than Dean's. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah. As far as the OST goes, it's, like, yeah. It's the same type of music you'd expect for Konosuba. I would guess it's the same composer, because they even reuse the same themes for some of the characters when they cameo every now and again. So you know what to expect.
And yeah, cameo's the best kind.
Exactly. And I would say I wouldn't recommend skipping this series for those who are just wanting to watch the main one, because it seems like characters that were introduced in this are definitely going to show up in Konosuba Season 3.
They were definitely introduced for the purpose of them showing up next season, 100%.
Yeah, the series literally opens up with a much younger Megumin freeing Lady Walbach, one of the Devil King's generals, from her imprisonment, and seeing Walbach do an explosion, thus setting Megumin on her path of wanting to learn it, because it inspired her, etc. And Megumin even says she wants to see her again one day to thank her for that, because it's her true love, the love of explosions. And Walbach's attendants are also in this series, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be hella referenced in Season 3 with all that shit.
No, it's not.
Well, I guess we'll get to the dub itself, since we got a decent amount of people to go over, actually, with this series. Well, the dub was done out of Bang Zoom again. This time, though, the ADR director was Chris Kasem, guy who did ReZero. It was Alex Von David, but I don't know why he changed over. Maybe he's busy with the next 15 million SAO projects or something, I don't know.
Or you just love it when your headset cuts out because it's a wireless piece of shit.
Piece of shit! Okay, so yeah, ADR director is Chris Kasem. You got that part, right? Yeah. And the script this time is done by Laura Stahl.
You surprisingly didn't voice edit.
Yeah, There's only a couple, I would say, of, what would you call them? Western phrasings, I guess, in here. Which there was in the original, too.
Which the original had, too.
Yeah. Like Megumin's dad saying, hey, back in the day, your mom was totally tubular. And even Megumin makes a comment saying tubular shows how aged you are. So, that was one, for example. Or when people call Megumin a lolly, and she says, the next person who calls me a lolly is gonna get these hands. Like, again, that's definitely...
I'm pretty sure she said something like that in the original, in the main series.
Yeah. The last one I caught that, again, pretty sure, is when the... You know, all the students were talking...
You keep going, I gotta plug the charger into this piece of shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the last thing is, there's a scene where they're talking about what kind of dudes they'd like to end up with, you know, all the students or whatever. And Megumin says talking about this subject is completely cringe. I don't know. I don't like saying the word cringe very often, man. It makes me cringe whenever I have to use it. I don't know why, because I guess it's so over fucking used now. It's kind of lost its meaning, if that makes sense.
Well, if something's cringe, you gotta call it out.
Yeah.
Like most modern movies.
Yeah, so. But that's it. Otherwise, I still think it was, you know, still a good script. And again, none of these things will really break you out of the experience. Like, oh, that was a dub term, definitely, and that's it.
They don't go over sound cadence does sometimes.
Yep, I had to bring that up with sound cadence last time with Gunbuster. That's why I praised their Gunbuster up so much, because they didn't do that. But yeah, now onto the cast. Everyone reprised their roles from the original series that we went over. Even the camera, like the narrator, for example, is Arnie Pintoya, and yeah, it's Kazuma. He's the one narrating the story. You could tell by his mannerisms from Ep 1, and then it's fucking obvious it's him. Which, I don't know, I thought that was a nice touch.
Even though they just credited it as a narrator.
Yeah, they credit him as both on the cast. It's like, we know who the fucking narrator is. He even says, like, this is the story of a great mage. Or, as some people might call her, a total idiot. And he's doing his Kazuma voice. The only time that there isn't a reprisal is in episode 3, where Yun is... replaced, or Kaylee Mills replaced as Emmy Lowe. Oh no, Lucy from Cyberpunk, and
just pick an anime. Just pick literally anything.
Yeah, we call her the hooker. Are you gonna ask? Is that because she's a voice hooker, or because the cat? Take your pick. The answer is yes. No, I'm not changing my mind on that. Now, to be fair, I think if they did have to replace Kaylee for a week, she did do an okay job voice matching, to where maybe a casual might not notice right away. So, there's that.
People who've been hearing her all season long would pick up on that.
Yeah. So, that's the only time there was a voice replacement in this dub, though, to be fair. There are others where it's like, holy shit, we've had like 5 voice replacements this whole show. But yeah. After her, we have Komiko, Megumin's little sister, who's voiced by Jackie Lastra, Iris from AI Somnium Files, Zhangling from Genshin Impact, and Melty from Shield Hero. Please let Shield Hero Season 3 be good. Please. Can we have that?
I don't have high expectations.
I have hope. Anyway, Komiko is definitely going to grow up to be insane. She was even thinking of eating Chomosuke.
They already made they already have their requirement down. They're a Crimson Demon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they are of a sound mind and something.
She literally befriends one of Walbach's generals, who we'll get to eventually, and she isn't afraid of him at all. There's literally a scene where she calls him. She's like, "Hey, Mr. Goblin," and he goes, "I'm not a goblin." Okay, Mr. Not Goblin. But yeah, Jackie does a good job with Komiko.
What a really nice not goblin.
Oh, and I should mention, Megumin's family is completely poor, which is the opposite of Yun, because since Yun's the daughter of the village chief, so rivals and all that. You all know what they're doing with that. Rival frenemies. Well, I'd say self-proclaimed rival. Union's the only one who wants to consider herself that.
Self-proclaimed friend.
Yep. After Komiko, though, we have Megumin's dad, Hyoizaburo. What the fuck kind of name is that, dude?
Crimson Demon, don't question it.
And, yeah, him and his wife run an magic item crafts shop. He's voiced by Joe J. Thomas, who we have not covered here since all the way back as one of the Bounce, Sawatari, in Bleach. So...
He also voices someone else, so we'll get to that character soon, too.
Yeah, he's Mr. Saucer in Doraemon from 2005 edition, which that anime, I guess, had a remake or something, if it's labeled 2005. Yeah, he's really not in that much that I could see. And, again, her dad, he runs him, again, magic item shop, that's all he is. He's barely there.
Yes, magical item. They're totally not scamming people.
Yeah, they scam people. You all know what it is. Just like Yui, Megumin's mom, voiced by Dorothy Fun, who's Kaoru from the original Rurouni Kenshin. Huh? Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin. Do you think they'll get her back for the remake?
The Genshin Impact remake.
You think they'll get her back for the Kenshin remake?
No.
Probably. Cool if they did.
I mean, you would hope with how they literally got her in the piece of garbage Lethal Lee, but who the fuck knows?
There's also Margaret in Seven Deadly Sins. I have no idea if that character is going to be in the sequel series. Who the fuck knows? But again, she does a good job voicing Megumin's mom. I love how the dad's like, let's celebrate with the good stuff tonight. Let's celebrate with the great tea. And she goes, okay, you can have hot water, because we don't have the money for it, dear. So, yeah. But that's Megumin's family. Now we've got people at the school. So first, we've got the teacher, who we just went over. Again, voiced by Joe J. Thomas. And, to be honest, the dad isn't there enough to where I think you'd really notice right away.
They were only in the same episode once.
Yeah. Dude, that teacher is great. Dai, what is the most important thing a mage must know when he's in battle?
Looking cool.
I love how Union's like, keeping a level head. 5 points. Then Megumin's like, it's power. Power, I tell you. And he says, 50 points. Power is important, but it's not the most important thing. And then one of the other students, Arue, says, looking cool, of course. Good for you. You get a perfect score.
That should sum up everything you need to know about Crimson Demons. I hope this lesson helped.
Yeah, there's a scene where Megumin wants to keep Chomosuke in class as her familiar, and he's like, no, pets aren't allowed. And Megumin goes, you don't understand, though. She's the other half of my dark soul. If I don't have her near me, it will drain my power, and then an evil black cloud will corrupt this whole town. And he goes, well, okay, you could keep her. Really? You believe me? Well, no, but it sounded really cool, so... Dude, that's the kind of teacher anyone would want in school. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. But yeah.
You just have to sound cool and then you win at life.
Exactly. Well, after him, we got some of the students. So first we have Arue, who we just mentioned. Her whole thing is she wants to be an author someday. She's voiced by Marissa Lenti, who's, Yuna from Kuma 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 Bear. Why are there so many Kumas and bears? Why die?
Yeah.
And Yuriko from Horimiya. Which, that's good to season 2, I guess, or side stories. Something like that, I don't know. And, yeah.
Also the ADR director for Death Battle. I don't know if that's still a thing.
I mean, she's the ADR director for 90% of shit at Sound Cadence, so...
And everybody loves Death Battle.
Fuck Death Beetle.
Yeah, it's kind of shit.
Anyway. Yeah, you can tell she's having fun voicing Arue. There's a scene that I absolutely loved, and I think it's a scene you and I laughed at the most.
Yeah, I know why you
know which one. Where, Yun is sad because she's alone, and Megumin's like, well, I guess if you want, you could come sit with me. And then she gets cut off because some of the other students are like, hey, Yun, come hang out with us. We're friends, right? And Yun runs off. And it's played this sad piano music, and Arue just says, so, I guess this is what they'd call cuckoldry. And Megumin just shouts, it is not!
I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah. Perfect scene, man. 10 out of 10. Also, Arue is the one that gives Megumin the eye patch that she has. So, there's that. This series answers a lot of questions of how Megumin gets her outfit and stuff. But now for the other students. So next we have Funifuda, who for some reason I thought was Funifuta with a T because of the way they were saying it, but oh, it's with an R, I guess. And she's voiced by Reba Bjor, mine from Ascendance of a Bookworm, Allie from Demon Slayer, and again, you don't really get as much on this one, except that she has got a sick younger brother that she wants to get medication for. It's kind of it with her.
Also Walbach.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. She voices Lady Walbach, too. And to be fair, it is two completely different voices.
And she technically did in Season 2.
Yeah, Walbach did cameo. We didn't bring her up then, though, because... well, it's too much point. She did too much.
We only probably might have brought up the scene.
Yeah.
In the hot springs.
So yeah,
obviously.
But like I said, she did a good job voicing both of them because she did two different voices, and it's not to the point where it's, you know what I mean. We also have our best friend, Dodonko, who I keep thinking Dodongo because of course I do. I can't wait to bomb some Dodonkos. And yeah, she's unfortunately just treated as Funifuda's best friend. That's all we got on Dodonko. But she's voiced by Ryan Bartley, who we went over last time, because Ryan's also Chomosuke. So, at least she gets to talk this time, right?
Yeah. Also in that game, no one's played Sonic Frontiers. No one knows what a sage is.
I think you literally made that joke last time, too. In the last Konosuba one, I mean.
Shh.
Yeah. So again, decent performance. Not much to say though. Dodonko doesn't get that much. I do wonder if the light novels had more. I don't know though, because I went through the first Konosuba novel and it actually covered 90% of everything.
They're the ones that that Union were just writing the letters to.
Yeah.
Those letters that kept getting cut off. Thank you, Crunchy.
I do wonder if that was actually cut off in the sub too. Someone let us know about that with the previews. But,
you
yeah.
can pause it and read them all. It's like a whole entire paragraph.
Well, the last student to go over is Narimaki, and her whole thing is her family runs a pub called the Succubus. That's my kind of bar, man. I want to go there.
She's a very low bar.
I should hurt you for that alone. Well, she's voiced by Michelle Marie, Sumi from Demon Slayer, and also Toka from Monica Magica Gaiden Side Stories. I shortened that title too, by the way. It is like way longer than that.
It is way longer than necessary. Holy
And again, she does a decent job too. But now it's time for the other Crimson Demon members. For example, Bukarori, who was also in the movie. And his whole thing is he's a stalker for a chick that he's in love with. And when I say stalker, I mean I'm pretty sure that he's insane also.
And by stalker, we mean if this is real life, he would probably be arrested.
No doubt he would be. I
say probably because of how incompetent police are sometimes.
People get away with a lot of shit, High Elk Baldwin.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway. Yeah, so Bukarori, an example would be...
shooting blanks.
But an example with him would be, he dug a hole just so the person he loves, we'll get to her soon, would walk by and fall into it so he would have to show up and save her. And then the dumbass ended up falling in it himself anyways.
That checks out.
Yeah. Well, he's voiced by Sean Shiplock. Noob Cybot from Mortal Kombat 11. Which you can hear it, right? Definitely. Fucking
No,
Dr. Claw.
I just hear Dr. Claw.
And Subaru from ReZero. And again, with a character like this, you have to have a shit ton of fun playing him. You could tell he does. I don't blame him. Bukarori's insane.
Well, if you can't have fun voicing a tuner, then you're in the wrong profession.
Exactly. Speaking of the person he's in love with, Soketo, who's voiced by Erica Harlocker. We went over her last time. She's a fortune teller. We didn't go over Soketo, we went over Erica last time because she was someone else. But yeah, there's actually a joke where she can read everyone's future except when it pertains to herself. And this joke actually I really did like. You know the one, right?
Yeah, because it actually lands.
Yeah, because Bukarori, he finally gets a chance to see, like, his own future. And he's like, I just want to know who I'm going to end up with. And it shows nobody. And then he leaves all depressed, like, I hate my life. And then when Yun asks about Soketo's ability, she's like, well, the only thing I can't do is see what might affect my own future. It's like, oh my god, they're saying that who she's going to get married to. I wouldn't be surprised if that might have gone over a few people's heads with how that was done, but it was, I don't know. I thought that joke was great.
Probably. There are a lot of dense people out there.
It's one of those that, like, you think about it for a second. It's like, oh, I get it. But yeah. Now it's time for the other characters. So first, we have Arnis, who's one of Lady Wallbach's attendants, who's stalking Megumin because she's confusing Chomosuke for Wallbach. Because Chomosuke, you find out, well, so see. There's a reason they should confuse them too. But yeah, Arnis's whole gimmick is she thinks that men are trash because all men do is lewd her, and it's like, well, I mean, look at the outfit you're wearing, just saying. The trash men cometh die. What?
They did have glowing, creepy eyes when chasing after her.
Yeah. She's voiced by Dawn Bennett, Kale from Dragon Ball Super, and I guess from Persona 3 Reload because fuck you, Atlas. But again, another character you could tell that she's having fun with. This one of those dubs that you could tell anyone involved is clearly just having a time of their life voicing these over-the-top characters.
And if you don't, what profession did you get into?
Exactly. Then after her, we have Host. That's the one Komiko befriends, Mr. Not Goblin, who also confuses Chomosuke for Lady Wallbach. He's voiced by Bill Butts, who's Shin from Battle Game in 5 Seconds and Edgelord's Wet Dream, and Mask the Masculine from Bleach.
Because you needed an obligatory Bleach reference.
I did, man. I did. Fuck Bleach. And yeah. Host's whole thing, he even makes comments like, look, I don't want to start any beef with you. I just want the damn cat. Come on. I don't want to pick a fight with any Crimson Demons. You guys aren't my problem. I don't have a problem with you. I love how when he introduces himself, too, he's like, I am the greatest demon ever. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, you Crimson Demons love that sort of thing, right? He wants to befriend them, man.
They do.
Yeah.
Classic Crimson Demons.
Poor Host. What kind of name is Host? It's like a generic name for a demon.
Sounds like a generic name for a horror movie.
That too. Well, only a couple characters left to go over. Now we've got some Axis sect members, or cult members if you want to call them that. So first, we have the head priest currently, Zesta, who's voiced by Mick Lauer, Ogre from Bungo Stray Doggies, and Krauser from Engage Kiss. Not to be confused with the one from Resident Evil 4. And this guy is a massive degenerate.
Yeah, he's totally you.
I will slap you. Yeah, when Megumin shows up, because they go to the hot spring town, basically, so you get to see these people firsthand. And Megumin is the one who gives this crazy bastard the idea of how to recruit members, feigning injury, and all that sort of stuff, basically conning people. All the shit you see in Konosuba Season 2 is because of her.
And if you pay attention, you can see the scammers from Season 2 in other shots.
Yeah, so you can thank Megumin for that shit. Which I think makes that even retroactively more funny when Cosmo's like, if I find the person who gave them the idea... But yeah, he's literally like, oh, nice, we have Megumin here. Would you please sit on me? How about that? The guy is, again, massive degenerate. Anytime he sees a woman, he wants to hit on that and tap that.
Just like you.
Hey, man, I can control my degeneracy. Speaking of members, next we have Cecily, who's voiced by Amanda Lee, or Amelie, I guess, whatever you want to call her. Who's Hero from A Couple of Cuckoos. Poggers! I mean, damn it, sound cadence.
No,
and,
get the fuck out of here.
And also, Marion Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. And, yeah, Cecily's mad lolicon for Megumin. That's basically it. She even said her whole thing is begging Megumin to call her Big Sis. She even does it to Yun a few times too. Wait a minute. Cecily's a lolicon flaking Megumin. Does that make me what? Anyway, let's move on from that. Seriously though, she does a great job voicing Cecily. Can't really say much else.
And she'll probably be back for Season 3.
Yep. Her and Walbach, definitely. I could see them being back. Now, the last voice replacement, since we're nearing the end here of major characters, would be Mitsurugi, who was Billy Kometz. He only has one line of dialogue, and he hasn't even been credited yet, but we're pretty sure it's Stefan Fu over there, who's already been Naofumi and Alice. Naofumi from Shield Hero and Alice from Iruma-kun. Wouldn't be too surprising.
And his source is apparently the resident voice listener. Me, I guess.
Yeah, as soon as you pointed it out, when I went through the show a second time, it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty sure that's him. No. Again, I'd say because the way the character is, it works better. He's better at replacements for him when it's silly characters rather than overly serious, angsty, edgy ones, in my opinion. So, and Mitsurugi is pretty silly.
He is. I mean, you'd have to be silly to worship Aqua.
Hey man, Aqua's hot. Wait a minute. Now, other notable things, real quick, with are the ad voices and side characters. Like, they got some voiced by Riko Furuharu, Matt Shipman, Brittany Latta, and it's like, what the fuck?
I mean, those other two aren't abnormal to hear in LA stuff.
Yeah, Matt was in Kuroko's No Basket. Riko, I think you did say, was in Agretzko, right?
Yeah, he replaced Billy in Agretzko, and that was actually a good replacement. Because he has to do a lot of weird noises, and, well, you know.
Yep.
Zombieland Saga speaks for itself.
Yeah, so it is nice, though. It does make the dub stand out a little more. I will say the ad voice recycling, though, gets really insane in the last 3 episodes. There was like 3 Ricos back to back to back, and it's easy to call them out. There was also a few Matts, too. Which is funny to me because...
It's to be expected.
Yeah. But otherwise, still really good dub, I think. I don't know if it's as good as the main series, but again, this was simuldubbed, so they had to be quicker about it, which was a problem I've seen some Vuz complain about, that they don't get enough time to do more takes or takes that they would rather redo. But it's still a really good dub. Would recommend, especially if you want more Konosuba action.
And especially if these characters show up in Season 3, it's a necessary watch.
Yep. And you get to see a lot of more, like a lot more context to the stuff in the movie that they were alluding to. Like some of the Megumin Union scenes that they have, what is it, like a 10-second flashback to, and then in this you get a full scene of it.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. Pretty sure the one it would be really weird if we don't see Cecily in Season 3. After they hyped her up this much.
Even having her come to the town?
Yeah, Town of Axel, Town of Beginnings, whatever. Though it does make you wonder, do you think she's gonna call Megumin Lollyicious again? She called her that like 3 times.
If she shows up again, 100%. And being is how they put out promotional images for the character when the episode aired. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're likely to show up in Season 3.
Yeah. I guess the last thing to quickly bring up is some people were a little confused at the time of events with Chomosuke. I guess you could, because Megumin has Chomosuke in this prequel series. Like, she first finds her. Yeah, Chomosuke is 100% confirmed female. We know that now. I don't even think they ever said her gender once in fucking original series, because I kept making that joke. And you even say Chomosuke is Chomosuke, that is all.
Exactly.
But yeah, and it's one of those things where she just shows up randomly in the beginning of Season 2, but all you have to do is just say, well, you know, Megumin probably had her somewhere else type of deal. Because she just shows up with her randomly, and he's like, oh yeah, that's my familiar Chomosuke, and that's it. I don't think it really breaks anything. So... anything else real quick, Dog, before we get out of here?
But she was gonna burn down the church.
Oh, you mean Cecily?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that bitch is crazy! Because they were gonna, it was the Eris, sect. They were going to ask around for questions, because they were looking for a priestess. You all know the priestess, like, if you've seen the main series, you know the one they're referring to. And, Cecily's like, I know you have her in there. You let her out now. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about. Please leave us alone. And Cecily goes, okay, Megumin, you know what to do. Use your explosion magic and burn this place to the ground. It's an Eris church. No one will care. You know, it's funny with how happy the, Axis cult were when they saw that Megumin was temporarily among them. We were like, yeah, we finally got a lolly member. How happy do you think they would be if they realized that Eris pads her chest?
I mean, some of them did find out.
Yeah, wasn't the, one of the priests in the original series? That was the whole joke, where he's like, I've been tempted by the goddess Eris. And that was when Aqua made the joke, saying that, just recite this. The goddess Eris pats her chest. But yeah. And for the, I saw some people saying they hope you do see Kazuma and friends. Like we said, you do go to the Town of Beginnings near the end. So if you're looking for that, you do get cameos from them and see more stuff in context. Like you see some of the other jobs Kazuma and Aqua had to do in the background.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and it literally ends with the at the beginning of the episode where Megumin first shows up.
Yep. Which I thought was a really solid ending. This, again, was a really fun prequel series. Explained a lot and all that stuff. But if you've already seen it and are looking for stuff similar to Konosuba, well, and I'd say that either the legendary hero is dead or Kamikatsu. Both also have really good English dubs, and both have very similar senses of humor and everything like that. And only one of them's an isekai. But that's it, I guess. So what you all thought? As far as MVPs of the dub, don't know. This is another one of those situations where everyone tried their damnedest to just have as much fun as possible. So, can't complain.
If everyone's having fun, you can tell.
Exactly.
This isn't HX Heroes.
You're still traumatized by that show, huh? That show was not totally tubular, was it? Well, I hope you all enjoyed us, though, next time when Konosuba Season 3 comes out next year. Unless it gets delayed, because it doesn't even have an air date yet. Yeah, I'm just happy we got it, man. Konosuba being back is great. I miss this show so much. But alright, guys. Thanks again for watching, and let us know who you all think Best Scroll is and what you thought of the series, and why the correct answer is Megumin and Yunyun. I know Dai's gonna say I'm wrong. How'd I know?
Definitely a wrong answer.
How the fuck did I know? I mean, I guess Chris isn't too bad either, but that's not the point. Anyway, whatever, I'm getting out of here. We're getting out of here, Dai. Join us next time for something else. Oh, it'll be something, obviously.
That's what, we're gonna take him off to go be a hooker somewhere else.
Don't take me behind the shed. No, not again. Anyways, till next time, guys. Have a good day. Thanks again so much for watching. Till next time, guys.